Okay, today I have GPU accelerated particle system rendering. So I run the simulation on the CPU. So the CPU side calculates the direction of the particle, the orientation, and the positions of the particle. I then take those properties and then animate the particles on the GPU. So I don't touch the vertex or index buffers for the particle system. Everything is done on the GPU, so I don't have to lock buffers and transfer data from the GPU to the CPU, besides the properties of the particle. The only catch when doing this is that I can only render about 40 particles at a time because I'm very limited in the number of uniform vector registers I can use on the GPU. So if I have, say, a 160 particle system, I have to render it in 4 separate batches. So it increases the draw calls. So that's one of the negatives. Another way I could have done this is I could have batched everything together in one vertex buffer and index buffer, but then I'd have to lock it down and I'd have to involve the CPU and the GPU when doing that. And I may do that at some point. I don't know. We'll see if this technique pans out. And another method would be I could use vertex texture fetching to store the particles in a texture, and then in the vertex shader I can fish out the parameters that I need from the texture. My issue with that is there may be issues with latency, or just it may not be supported on all the separate mobile devices that I may have. I've been reading that on some Android devices, vertex texture fetching isn't well supported. So I decided to go with the GPU based approach. And the way this particle system is created, again, it's through a text file. So an artist or a designer puts in the components that will affect the particle in the way that he wants. He saves out the file, I load it up, and then, well, you can see the particle system being rendered. For the next video, I'll show a smoke particle system just to show how easy it is to switch between them and how versatile it is just by having a text file that describes the properties and the effectors that will work on the particles when they're being rendered. So tune in next time for the next video. Bye.